Hi, if this video turns out to be a little bit shaky, I do apologise, but I'm hand holding my phone here. So I want to show you my Boxford lathe. I've been posting a few videos about this recently and it's a vintage lathe. I think it's from about 1949. I did look up the serial number, which is 1452. Didn't pay much for it at all, £150. It had a few issues. I knew about some of the issues and, I expected a few others to turn up, and they have. Yeah, so one of those issues is that the half nuts don't properly engage with the lead screw. Other issues have been, well, I changed the motor. I didn't like the old motor. Changed the motor, and of course these new modern motors, it's three-phase motor. The modern motors have these big connection boxes, which was originally there, which then of course interfered with the belt. So then I had to turn new guide rails. No, that was easy actually. In fact, I didn't need to turn them. I needed to face them off and then mill a couple of flats on for the screws. But then also, of course, because I extended this out because I put the connection box there, so to have longer guide rails. And then also there is let me just show you the mechanism. It's down on the front here. So if you twist that, then you can loosen off the belt. It's quite a decent arrangement actually. That might need a little bit more tension, but not worried about that for the moment. Yeah, so I had to turn a new part there. It's got some sort of locking action, but I won't dwell too long on that for the moment. Maybe I can do that in another video. Anyway, that's all right. There was a problem with the register for a chuck. Obviously that's just back plate at the moment, but I do have a chuck somewhere for this. It's quite a good one as well. Anyway, that's all running really, really well actually. Other issues, there is I can't remember what they call it, but there's a sliding pulley and gear that moves along on the spindle based on the position here that we've got. And it looked like someone had somehow crashed it internally before, so there was chunks taken out. So I might post a picture in this video about that, just in case anyone's interested. And then again, I might not, because I might not want to do much editing. Yeah, so basically there's always going to be loads of issues with an old machine like this. So the current problem then is that the screw cutting gears system will run okay, and the lead screw turns okay, but then under power, when I engage the half nuts, these things, okay, when I engage these, and there's just one lever on the front of the apron, when I engage these, if I'm trying to screw cut from right to left, if I'm trying to go that way, they skip basically. Now, if you have a look, let's have a look. And I think this is quite a common problem. You see there's like a sawtooth pattern there. Okay, so the wear is pretty uneven, isn't it? And so both sides are not great. One side is better than the other, but neither of them are particularly good. This one's the top one. You can see that there's like an oil channel there. So you should be oiling from the front. There's a little hole there. Okay, and by the way, there is a hand wheel obviously that goes on the front as well. Okay, so I got that. I mean, although there have been quite a few issues with this lathe, and it's not been particularly well looked after in the past. Loads of problems. Although having said that, the actual wear on the bed is pretty consistent. So and I only paid a very small amount of money for the lathe, so I'm quite happy with what I've got for my money. But this problem with engagement of the half nuts is not good, because you can't use a powered feed. Sorry if I'm rambling on here, but anyway. What I've considered loads of different things. Firstly, it'd be nice if I could just buy some new half nuts. Well, 1949 lathe, they've stopped supplying spares. The other thing is that possibly what some people might consider maybe somehow building that up and then tapping it out again, but that's pretty difficult because they are split. They're going to be tapped as one hole and then cut. Now it's a bit difficult to show you this. Let's see if I can just get down like this is, it's always difficult doing it with just one hand, but you know that they've got to have like a gap like that to actually tap it. And okay, you put spaces, you can somehow clamp it, but I don't have an Acme tap. I think this is an Acme 3/4 inch 8 TPI lead screw. So yeah, it's pretty, and you know, how could I actually build that up? I'm not entirely convinced that I've got anything that I could do it with, skills or equipment. So the other option would be to make a fixture. Now, at least the advantage of this is that these are flat machine surfaces, and this pin just knocks out quite tight, but I've tried knocking out and it does come out. So maybe I could make a plate where I could bolt that down into position, bolt this down, you know, with the correct spacing. And there is a video, I saw a good video, I can't remember the guy's name, but I saw a good video on YouTube where then he bores the threaded part out enough that then he can put an insert in there which is internally threaded. I think epoxy it in or silver solder it in or whatever your preference, and then split it. So that was actually what I was sort of tending towards thinking that I might do. I'll be honest with you though, there seems to be quite a lot of work involved there. And so then I started thinking about, look, there's got to be a simpler option. And I think there is. So I'm finally getting around to it. Okay, so sorry if I'm rambling. But this doesn't have any form of adjustment. There's no eccentrics on this. But then when I started looking at it, I thought, well, oh, you know, I've just been blind to what is blatantly obvious. That if I make, so this normally has a shoulder bolt in. Let me just see if I can grab it. So there we go. Okay, so there's some sort of shoulder bolt there. And so all I need to do is make a shoulder bolt where the shoulder is offset. So, you know, go like something like that. And then that's then going to bring this leading edge or trailing edge, whichever way you're going, but it's going to bring that closer. Okay. And sure enough, it does. Now, the way I did that just to test it out was just basically just get an M8 set screw through there. Okay, put it on, a couple of spanners, you know, to get it in position. Obviously this is not something that I can adjust with the engagement lever, but sure enough, it definitely worked. Okay, so when I have that slightly offset, and then I had it under power, I had the machine under power, and I'm pushing with all my might here, and absolutely no problem, no skipping or anything. It's driving. So I think that's got to be by far the easiest option. Now, just for completeness, I did watch another video by a guy, and I think admittedly, he said he was just bodging it. I think he somehow claimed that he was going to be able to get a replacement half nut or half nuts. I don't know where from, but so he was only looking for a quick fix. And I think I sort of skipped through his video a little bit, but I think what he did was he put like a spot of weld on there or something. Didn't quite figure out quite how he was doing it, but anyway, so that pushed the two halves together a little bit more. Anyway, so my plan is basically I'm going to make another one of these, or two of these, but focus if we can. I'm not sure if we can focus on that. There we go. Okay, so my plan is that I'm just going to make this, but with this smaller diameter offset to one side. And so then I can set it up so it acts as an eccentric shaft, which is going to squeeze this in a little bit. And I'm pretty confident actually that is going to work. So feel free to comment, and I'm not going to do the machining job on video because yeah, I think it's too much of a distraction for me trying to get a video right and do the machining carefully and safely as well. So if though, on the other hand, I actually get these new shoulder bolts made and they work as an eccentric, then I'll probably post a comment in this video and perhaps post another video showing you the final system working. Fingers crossed. Okay, so hope you found that useful. Maybe it's given you some ideas, because I think this is quite a common problem. I know that some other lathes apparently have a similar system where they've got these two halves which are sort of snapping together like that. I think the Myfords are different, and they would be squeezing together like that. I don't rule out the possibility in the future actually making new half nuts and possibly even changing to a design where they squeeze like that, because I think that might be possible to make such a modification. But for the moment, I'm looking for the quick and easy solution, which is going to be to have new bolts with an eccentric shaft. Okay, that's it. Hope you found it useful.